G'day, Jason from Gold Coast Tilapia Russes here. If you're fishing this year's competition and not quite sure what gear to use, what rigs to use, and you're new to tilapia fishing, hopefully this video will give you an idea of what to start with. I usually use just a light spin combo, 6-pound line, small reel and a light rod. That's short rod, it's easy to get into places because sometimes you're in amongst the trees, and yeah, it's really all you need is a very basic setup. This is just 6-pound line, and what I normally do is I have a slightly heavier leader. I just use this 10-pound monofilament line as a leader, so that if you don't have a net handy and you need to grab the line when you bring the fish in, this line is strong enough to grab hold of and help lift the fish out of the water. I'll then just use a swivel to join it to my main line, and I use the swivel just as a little bit of extra casting weight, because if you're just fishing with a little bit of bread or a worm on the end of this hook, then it doesn't give you a lot of weight to cast with, and that's where the light line comes in handy too at 6 pound. If it's a little bit windy or you're fishing slightly heavier and that's what your reel came with, then sometimes you can just add a small sinker, and that will add an extra bit of weight. And also, if it is quite windy and you're having trouble getting your bait down to the bottom or down to the fish, then the sinker in the windy conditions can also help get your bait down to where the fish are. What I've also found is that if the fish are feeding off the bottom and you need to keep the bait suspended, just a small float, just a very cheap bubble float, or you can even use weighted floats. They'll help keep the bait in the right position and also give you that extra casting weight you need to get out to where the fish are if you're having trouble getting out there. If the fish are feeding at a different depth to what you initially set it, just keep adjusting the depth. I've had them actually come up and actually eat the float at one stage, and that shows you just that they'll feed at any level, so you can adjust the length of this line beneath the float from anywhere between, say, 20 centimeters right up to where the swivel is there, down to a meter and a half deep, and that's when you find the fish, that's where you leave it. Anyway, please feel free to message the page if you have any questions, and look forward to seeing you there on the day. Cheers.